Hello everyone, this is Amritpal Singh. I'm here to present my first video on Hadoop distributed file system. Today I'll be discussing that what are different basic commands that we can use with respect to Hadoop distributed file system, or commonly known as HDFS. This is a part 1 video in which I'll be covering the basic first 10 commands, which is quite important for anyone to know, so that he or she can work well with the HDFS. So if you want to work with HDFS, first of all, we need to make sure that all the services are running, all the daemons are active, because if it's not active, then some of the commands may not work. So we can check that if all the daemons are working with JPS command. If we type JPS on terminal, I should get the daemons. So daemons which are important for us are these one, right? Name node, data node, secondary name node, node manager, and resource manager. Okay, let's start with the first command. Okay, the first command is very simple one, which is ls. ls, you know that it is a simple like a basic OS command that we use in Linux also, just to list the contents. Here the ls command meaning is we have to list the HDFS contents, right? So how we can do it? So every command of the Hadoop actually have got a prefix. So prefixes, it can be either start with Hadoop space fs, or it can be start with HDFS space DFS. So you must be wondering that why we are having two different type of prefixes. We are having two type of prefixes because it has some meaning, right? If I'm using Hadoop space fs like this way, it meaning is that here fs meaning is it is file system. So file system can be anyone, can be anything, right? So it can be local file system, it can be like some distributed file system, Hadoop HDFS, it can be cloud or some other file system. So if you're using the prefix Hadoop space fs and space, if you give some path, this path can be of any path. It can be local file system, it can be Hadoop distributed file system, it can be some cloud file system as well, some other file system as well. Okay, but if we are prefixing with the HDFS DFS, meaning is here we are just specifically talking about the Hadoop distributed file system only. There is no local file system available, or there's nothing we have to do with other file systems. So this is the difference. If you are prefixing with Hadoop space fs, with the fs you have got a flexibility that you can associate this command with any of the file system. But if you're using the prefix HDFS space DFS, it means you're talking specifically with respect to the Hadoop distributed file system. Because here in our case, as I'm working with only HDFS, so these commands will hardly make any difference. Both commands will give you the same answer. But you have a flexibility that if you want to interact with some other file systems, then you can use Hadoop space fs as a prefix. So let's start with the first command, ls. We can use Hadoop space fs hyphen ls. So whatever the contents I'm having, like with respect to this location, with respect to HDFS, will be displayed on screen. You can see, as I've already have created some dummy like directories. Okay, so I'm having these contents in my Hadoop distributed file system. So you must be wondering that this is the same output we can expect in the simple ls command as well. Yes, you can expect. But if I run the basic ls command, which is for our Linux, for our local file system, just see a difference. You can see that this is my local file system, right? It is my LFS, but this is my HDFS. These contents are staying in HDFS. So this makes it different. You can see from output as well. The hyphen ls will display the contents of your HDFS, but normal ls will show the contents of your local file system. Okay, so after ls you have a flexibility. You can also specify some particular directory path as well. Let me clear the screen. If I write Hadoop space fs hyphen ls, and I want to display the content of some directory which is there in the HDFS, we can do in this way as well. You can see that in this file, GEAD file, we have this text file available. Okay, this is also possible. It means after ls you have a flexibility. You can also append some path in it, like with respect to which you want to see the contents, right? So this is our first command, very simple command called ls, means listing the contents of some HDFS location. It may be the directory as well. Next one is very simple one, or very common one, to create a directory. If you want to create a directory in HDFS, we have to just use the basic mkdir command that we already are aware of while studying the basic Linux commands. So how we can do it? Hadoop space fs hyphen mkdir. We can write, let's suppose I'm writing my name as the directory. Okay, so how we can verify that it's available? We can verify with hyphen ls. You can see now it's been created right at the 8:16. You can see the time is 8:16, so it's been created here. This is called mkdir command, right? So again, I'm again specifying this thing that with a simple mkdir command, if you use simple mkdir space Amrit, it will be creating a directory in local file system. But if you're using Hadoop space fs space hyphen mkdir space Amrit, it will be creating the directory in the HDFS. One more thing, that every command of the Hadoop distributed file system will be starting with a hyphen. Okay, must have seen in the previous command as well. I've written Hadoop space fs space hyphen ls. Here I'm writing Hadoop space fs space hyphen mkdir. So it means that every command, whatever command you want to write in HDFS, it has to be started with the hyphen. This is it's a syntax we have to follow actually, right? So let me clear the screen again. So we have discussed second command, which is mkdir command. Let's talk about the third command. Third command is we have to create a file. We can create a file in the HDFS using the touchz command. How we can write? Hadoop space fs hyphen touchz or touchz, we can say any file name. Let's suppose file name is maybe ap.txt. So it will create an empty file which is with the name ap.txt at this location, at my home location of your HDFS. Okay, so if if the file is available, we can verify again with the Hadoop space fs hyphen ls. We can verify that if it's available or not. You can see I'm having the ap.txt file got created. Okay, so it's an empty file. Okay, so this is the meaning of touchz. That touchz is creating an empty file at the particular location. You can again simply relate with the touch command of your Linux. When we are using the basic Linux commands, we can use touch command to create a empty file, means file with zero content. Similarly, we can create in the same way in our HDFS with a touchz command. Okay, so this was our third command. Okay, next command is copy from local. Okay, copy from local, or we can also make use of one more keyword called put. So copy from local or put command having a similar meaning is that I want to now copy any file from the local file system to the HDFS, right? So copy from local, as the name suggests, that I need to copy a file which is available in my local file system of Linux. I have to copy it into my HDFS directory. So what I can do for this, I need to first create one file. In front of you, I'm creating a simple file. Let's suppose file name is f1.txt. Okay, I'm writing some contents. Unboxing big data. It's my channel name. So I'm saving it. Okay, I'm closing it. Okay, this file is available. So I'll be copying this file to my HDFS. As I've already have created one directory called Amrit, so I'll be copying over there using the copy from local command. How I can write? Hadoop fs hyphen copy f capital from l capital local. So I'm having f1.txt available, okay, which is my local file. So I have to send to the Amrit, which is my HDFS directory. Right, it's working. Similarly, instead of using copy from local, you can use hyphen put command as well. Put command is equivalent of copy from local, so there'll be no difference at all, right? So now it has been copied, so we can verify that it is available under the Amrit or not. We can do again in the same way with the ls command. Okay, Amrit is available. Okay, I need to check with the f1.txt is available or not. For this, I can use the cat command. For a cat command meaning is to display the contents of the file. So this will prove two things, that whether cat command is working fine or not, or we can also verify that this command or this file contain the unboxing big data which I've written or not. So it will verify that my file is in right location, is in right directory, Amrit, right? How we can write? So we can write this command hadoop space fs hyphen cat. I need to specify my location. Under Amrit, I'm having the file called f1.txt. Okay, so a cat command will display the contents. You can see unboxing big data is written. It means it verifies that my file is in right location, and this also verifies that cat command is working fine, because cat command is a simple basic Linux command which is used to display the contents of a file, or it's also have a different mother or more uses as well. So it actually proves that it's working fine, right? So let me clear the screen back. So next command is copy to local. Okay, now I need to send the file from HDFS to the LFS, local file system. So it will be the reverse process. Now in the previous command I have sent my local file to HDFS. Now I'll be sending my HDFS file to the local file system. So whatever file now I have created, this f1.txt, I'll be sending back. How we can do it? For this we have a command called copy to local. Copy T capital to L capital local. I can write in this way: fs copy to local. I have to specify Amrit f1.txt. Okay, so I need to specify my destination. Destination, I'm putting it here, desktop. This is my complete path, right? Hadoop space fs hyphen copy to local space source. This is my source space destination. So I want to store the file on the desktop. I need to send my file to the desktop. Copy to the desktop. My local desktop, right? Press enter. Okay, how to verify? You can verify. Just I'll first go to my desktop, my local desktop, and ls you can see f1.txt is available. Okay, you can also verify whether this is the same file we were looking for. Yes, this is the same file. Great. Okay, so right. Next command is cp command. CP command is copy command. So cp command meaning is sending a file from SDFS to SDFS, right? It means I must be having two directories in SDFS, and I can transfer file from one SDFS directory to the other SDFS directory. I'm already having Amrit is available, so I can now create another directory so that we can do the transferring. I'm creating another directory here, mkdir Amrit1. Okay, so I can use cp command to transfer the file of Amrit, which is f1.txt, to this Amrit1. So what I'll do now, hadoop fs cp Amrit f1.txt Amrit1, right? Again, same syntax, source, destination. But in this case, difference is that both are from SDFS background. Okay, again we can verify whether file is reached over there or not. We can write cat Amrit1 f1.txt. Earlier it was a part of Amrit, now it should be a part of Amrit1 as well. Yes, it's available. It's coming as unboxing big data, so everything is fine so far. Right. Next command is a very simple or very popular command, mv, move command. In this case, we need to move the directory from one SDFS directory to the other SDFS directory. Again, what we can do, we can create another directory here with the Amrit2. I'll be moving the file from mv from Amrit to Amrit2. Okay, so it will be moved now. Earlier it was just copied. It means cp and mv differences, as you all are aware of, that cp command will be just copying the file. It will not be moving the file. Means the file will stay in the source as well. It will be copied to the destination. mv command will just it will be cut and paste. It will be just cut the file from the source. It will be pasted on a destination. So I'm using mv command. Again, mv command condition is both directories should be of SDFS. Okay, So it got copied. We can check the contents now with the cat command. It's available. We can check now whether it's whether Amrit is having the f1.txt or not. Although it should not be having because we already moved. Okay, so we can again verify. Let's suppose we can check now. It should give me an error because there should not be any file with f1.txt in Amrit. Okay, no such file because it has been moved, right? Next command is, we can also use du. Du means disk usage. It will tell you the whatever the memory or whatever the size means is occupied by the each and every file of that directory. It is called du, means disk usage. It's very handy command to check it out whether which directory is taking more space. We can check that it will be displaying all the files, okay, taking how much space in the in your system, okay, in your HDFS. We can use du, disk usage. I want to check for Amrit 1. Although I'm only having a single file, so it will be single line will be displayed here. Okay, we can see that these sizes are available. 1919, right? Actually, the contents will be displayed here, like whatever the size it's taking on a disk, right? It is stored here, right? It is showing here, like with the du command. And last is, we can also specify like one more command which is available, which is called dus. Dus will also display the total size of that directory. Actually, the difference between du and dus is that in du will display each and every file size, right? But dus will display the total size. Although if I run this, you'll not be finding any difference here, because I'm only having a single file. But if we are having a more than one file, then du will display the size of each and every file. Okay, you can see here. I hope everything is fine so far. So at last, I can now display it on my browser so that you can see it, right? Whether it's working fine or not. Let me open up my browser here. Okay, I can check it out. You can see my browse local system. Okay, it's my user Amrit. You can see all the directories are available. If I now check it for Amrit 1, you can see f1.txt is available. So this proves that everything is working fine. I hope you must have understood the basic commands of HDFS, like which I tried to explain. It is just a first part of this series of HDFS. I'll be posting more videos on it. I'll be happy to see your comments under my video. Like please tell me, I want your feedback, like how you find this video so that I can improve in further videos. Thanks for watching. See you next video.